Hi kids. I told you if we ever got the damn car running again, we had some fun stuff in store, and I'm going to show you some. Check this out. One of the cool things about the Honda Element is it's kind of like driving a car made out of Legos. That's metal, that's plastic, that's plastic. These are interchangeable. This is not. My car is a 2003 Honda Element. This panel came off of a 2006. I originally had the gray plastic panels that looked awful, and I found some of these in junkyard, threw them on here just to see what they looked like, and hell, I like them. So in sticking with that concept, let's turn our eye to something else. Yeah, so when I went to the junkyard the other day to get that piece of wiring harness, they had an Element in there, and I scored some blue plastic, guys. A little junkyard etiquette. When I got there, there was already a guy picking over that Honda Element, and so here's how you approach that. I go up to him and I say, hey, are you going after this wiring harness? Do you need this? No, he's going after, I think it was struts or something like that off the front. Okay, I'm gonna take the wiring harness. Then I took my wiring harness and I left. Went looked at some other cars, let him finish what he was doing. Then I came back and all this blue plastic was still on it. This tailgate cover, what else did I get? The rear bumper, front bumper was gone, and the roof plastic. So, you know, I thought that with my blue going on this Element, it's kind of a patchwork of the various Honda Element blue colors. Maybe this will look cool on here. We're going to put it on this rear tailgate and see what we think. So what I'm going to try and do first is kind of bring it back to life a little bit. I've got Meguiar's Back to Black, which I mean, this is blue, but I think it's just a plastic restorer. I'll have to try it on the back side here. Ooh, nasty. And see if we can get it looking like that, which is kind of a metallic blue. It's got the Honda logo part on there. It's kind of cool. This paint marker here is something the junkyard puts on there that lets them know that you bought it at the junkyard. It's not a terribly difficult part to install. Just want to be sure that these pieces here are intact, look good. That one's got a broken nub in it, but I'll pull that out before we go putting it on. I think I've got some new ones of these little keepers that hold that on. One of them came off and came with it, which is great because that'll help me figure out what kind I need to install. 1, 2, 3, 4 across the top, 4 across the bottom, 3 screws down that side, 3 screws down that side. That's how that works. Let me finish cleaning this up. Be right back. All right, so to test this out, this is the Meguiar's Back to Black. Makes trim plastic look like new, durability lasts for weeks, yada yada. Before and after. Now it says Back to Black. That's because most trim is black on cars. We're going to test it right here. That's where our license plate goes. That's called an inconspicuous location. We're going to test it right there and see what color comes out of this when we put a little bit of this Back to Black on blue. Why am I using Back to Black? Well, it's because I've got some. I'm actually a big fan. I am absolutely sold on the Cert-Coat wipes, but I only got one. So I'm going to try this here, but I'm probably going to do the rest of it with the one Cert-Coat that I got. Hopefully that'll be enough. And Back to Black says that it may take more than one treatment to get it back to an original look if it's this oxidized, and the fact that that's hazy is oxidation. That's what happens to plastic when you leave it out in the sun. If you didn't keep your car in the garage, it's gonna look a little funky. Not looking bad, but for contrast, I'm going to go over this piece with the Cert-Coat wipe, the one that I have, and maybe order some more. Cert-Coat, supposed to be a ceramic coating. Comes in these little wipes. They want you to clean this first, which we've done did. We're gonna work our way across this stuff. Look at that, just straight out, boom. I don't know what the difference is between this and the back to black, but there is clearly a large difference. I love these things. I did the gray plastic on the passenger side of my car, I don't know, a year ago. Look at that, that's incredible. Wow. Here, look at the difference between the back to black and the Surcoat. Just amazing. Now, it also says you're supposed to work this in, like, the way I'm rubbing this in is not at all how they recommend you do it. You know me, I'm not good at following instructions. That's what used to say on my report card every time they sent it home. Clint is a smart boy, but he cannot follow instructions. He does not apply himself. Of course not. I'm applying Surcoat. I never did well in school. Wasn't terribly brilliant, but I wasn't an idiot. Looked to me like school was just a series of hoops to jump through. And I've never been good at that, and I never grew out of it. I'm still that guy. Now you can really see the difference between the Surcoat and the back to black. And I will probably have to order some more of these Surcoats. I don't know if this is going to finish this job, but it looks good, doesn't it? Also, I've got a bunch more of these pieces. Well, a couple more of these pieces. So for the junkyard trip, I grabbed all 4 of the roof pieces, or is it 6? 6 of the roof pieces, all 6. This tailgate piece and the rear bumper cover for $100. And the wiring harness, all of that for $100. It wasn't a wiring harness, it was a plug. It was a simple little plug, and I don't think they even charged me for that. I want to try the blue, see what it goes with. So now I've got all 3 colors. I've got the gray, the blue, and the black. That is looking pretty good. Let's see what happens when you go over the back of the bike. It looks even better. That's wild. Love it. What do we think of that? I think that's going to look better. I think it looks pretty slick. Let's take this gray one off, put this blue one on, see what we got. Okay, class, 6 bolts hold this thing on. Can anybody guess what size bolts these are? Anybody? Anyone? Anybody? Want to take a guess? Anybody? Did you do your homework last night? 10 millimeter. Who said 10 millimeter? Johnny. Good job. My class is so smart. Now, all right, let's pop this off. Here we go. That's it, guys. Keep as many of these as you can. These are the little plastic doohickeys that hold this thing on. One of them fell out. Oh, also, this seal needs to come off, so pop that out right there, and the rest of it just comes off. So once you pop that loose, there's those little plastic things. We're going to save as many of those as we can, but we got to get our lights unattached. And I think they just kind of press onto the, yeah, they just kind of pop on it. Although, well, they got a little tab. So let's pull up on that a little bit and slide it out. See? Just kind of pull up on this tab a little bit and it'll let go. It just clips on there. We're going to clean these while we got all this apart too. They is nasty. Nasty. Come out easy though. Filth and disgustedness. I am repulsed at my own filth. Look at, save that one, save that one, save that one. I think that's it. The rest of them did not survive the transplant. All right, here's my little bucket of bolts that I keep in the back of the car. Any oddball hardware that I find or don't need over the years, I throw in here. These little weird nuts, bolts, clips. I used to keep the plastic parts in here, but I think I've moved them to my plastic parts container. So now we are looking for that. So what do I have? This is one of those, I don't know, eBay or Amazon kits. Looks like it actually comes with a bunch of brand new ones. So that'll be just glorious. I have found on some occasions the plastic that these things are made out of is not terribly great. So I do tend to grab this kind of little hardware when I go to the junkyard. But yeah, it looks like I got plenty. I think I got enough of these now. Flexible. Go ahead and slide these in. And across the bottom, we're missing two, only two. So put that one in, put that one in. Whoops, that one's not going. Let's see, those have a little slotted, they're longer this way than they are this way, and they won't go in the hole if you don't line them up correctly. So put that this way. And he slides right in. Now let's clean up those lights and snap this back on. Lights came out a little better. So let's install those on our new gate. All right, tab number 1, tab number 2, tab number 3, tab number 4. Remember the little clips we had to pull back to get these lights off? That's where those go. So you just slide it in here, push it till it clicks. There it is. Same over here. There are the lights installed. Now we've already put our clips in, so all we got to do is line these up with the holes and press it, and it will go click and it will snap in. Same across the bottom. Pointy-headed screws, kind of strange screws, but I guess that's to keep it from poking through the plastic on the outside should you bump into something. It's really not difficult to change this thing out. All right, the weather stripping. So as I mentioned earlier, this little plastic pin goes in that hole. So I'm going to start by putting that in there, snapping it in. There. Then I want to get the edge of this rubber over the edge of the corner there. All right. Now the rest of this, we just press on. It's easy. Easy. If you can make a bed, you can do this. I can't make a bed, and I can do this. See? That little dotted area you see there, that's like almost like a series of staples. They're little clamps, clips inside this rubber channel that grab onto that as you push it in. Now when you take this on and off a million times, those things start to lose their springiness, but then again, we're back down to the plastic pin that goes into that hole, and then we flip this over the edge, and oh, everything is happy and joyous. Happy little cars, happy little parts. Let's close this and see what it looks like. Looks decent, but you can see here, see that? Just want to go ahead and work that out of the rest of that so that it's overlapping, so that water that comes will cascade down. You need it to be like shingles, kind of. I think it looks better. I wiped it off so it's a little streaky, but I think it's cool. And with my patch panel, you know, paint job on the rest of this car, kind of helps tie things together a little bit. At least we've got a theme going. It's patchwork denim. In the 70s, they had these pants that were made out of different patches of different colored denim. That's me. So what do we think, kids? I kind of dig it. I'm gonna get some more of that Surcoat and do the rest of this, and probably do the rest of the stuff. Now, I've got the blue bumper as well. Should I put that on, or should we stay with black? I'm leaning towards blue. So we've gone from this awful gray faded piece of junk to this cool blue one. Very desirable, very hard to come by. I'm glad I found them. I was kind of lucky on that. But I just want you to know that if you've got 20 minutes and a 10mm wrench, you can do this. I promise. See you next week.